Once upon a time, in a vast forest, there lived a crow named Karoo. Karoo was not like the other birds in the forest. His feathers were a deep, glossy black, and he often felt ashamed of his appearance. One day, while flying over the trees, Karoo saw two parrots sitting on a branch. Their feathers were bright green, yellow, and red, and they shimmered in the sunlight. Karoo couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy. The parrots were so colorful and beautiful, while he was dark and plain. For days, Karoo could not stop thinking about the parrots. He became sad and wished he could have feathers as beautiful as theirs. He envied the attention they received from the other animals, while no one seemed to notice him. The more he thought about it, the sadder he became, and he wished for a different life. But one day, as Karoo flew through the forest, he saw something that made him stop in his tracks. The two parrots he had admired were now trapped in a small cage, held by a hunter. They were no longer shining with beauty, but instead, they looked sad and defeated. They could no longer fly freely and were trapped in a small, dark cage, waiting for the hunter to sell them. Karoo felt a sudden pang of sympathy for the parrots. He had been so focused on their beautiful feathers that he hadn't considered the cost of their beauty. The parrots were now prisoners, and Karoo was free. The thought struck him like a lightning bolt. While the parrots had been admired for their colorful plumage, their beauty had made them vulnerable, and they had lost their freedom. Karoo flew down to the cage and looked at the parrots with new understanding. I may not have the brightest feathers, Karoo thought, but I have something that the parrots no longer do: freedom. The people may not like my color, but it has kept me safe. I am free to fly wherever I wish, while they are stuck here. Determined to help, Karoo used his sharp beak to pry at the bars of the cage. He worked with all his might, and after some time, the cage door finally opened. The parrots blinked in surprise but soon fluttered their wings, feeling the breeze of freedom once more. "Thank you, Karoo," they cried, their voices full of gratitude. "We had no idea that our beauty would lead to this." Karoo smiled, feeling content for the first time in a long while. "I may not have the colors you have," he said, "but I have the wisdom to see that true freedom is worth more than any beauty. Sometimes, what we think we want can trap us." The parrots agreed, and from that day on, they became the best of friends. They spent their days flying together, and Karoo no longer felt jealous of their colorful feathers. He had learned that the beauty of freedom was more important than any outward appearance. As they flew through the skies, the three friends realized an important truth: human hearts could be selfish, often taking what they wanted without thinking of the consequences. But the animals, despite their differences, had learned to understand each other and value the things that truly mattered: freedom, friendship, and wisdom. And so, Karoo, the crow, and the parrots lived together, content and free, forever grateful for the lessons they had learned.